Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. We are very excited that you are with us to learn more about each of our 6 institutions today. This event is part of the College Fair for all Virginia students. It is sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Counselors and StriveScan. Thank you again for being here. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct it to a specific school or program, or you can have a question that could be answered by all of our representatives about each of their schools. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening. So be sure to check out the full schedule at strivescan.com/Virginia to sign up for more programs. This presentation is also being recorded, and it will be available within about a week at the same website, strivescan.com/Virginia. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters. We'll first be hearing from the University of North Carolina, Charlotte.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen real quick. All right, there we go. Well, once again, good morning. My name is Catherine Mason, and I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions for Regional Recruitment at UNC Charlotte. It is my pleasure just to give you a brief overview of UNC Charlotte in, of course, 6 minutes or less, but there's so much more information I'd love to share. So after this, always feel free to reach out to us. UNC Charlotte, we are proudly recognized as North Carolina's Urban Research University. We are in, of course, Charlotte, North Carolina. We're one of 16 different universities within the UNC system, and we are proudly recognized with that distinction as North Carolina's Urban Research University. So there's just 9 miles between UNC Charlotte and the actual uptown area of Charlotte. And we're actually connected by an incredible light rail as well. We are also a classified research university. So basically we have really the most up-to-date amenities and research opportunities available to our students, at really attracting the best and the brightest faculty, staff, and students as well. We're also the fastest growing university in the state of North Carolina, with basically in the last 7 years, we built 22 new buildings. The most recent one that we opened this past January was completely devoted to health and wellness, UREC, just broke ground on a brand new science building as well. So our students love our modern campus. In terms of enrollment, we have just over 30,000 students, making us officially the 2nd largest public institution in North Carolina. Undergraduate population is just over 24,000 and graduate population just under 6,000. But don't let that fool you if you are kind of daunted by those numbers. Overall, our average class size is about 35, and teacher to student ratio, or faculty to student ratio, is about 1 to 19. And this is an overview of campus right here. As you can see, even though we are an urban research university, we're not directly in uptown with that 9 miles between us, because we have no major roads going through campus. So it's really the best of both worlds, the balance of the beautiful residential campus in addition to that proximity to uptown Charlotte. We're a global campus and proudly recognized to be one, with students coming from 87 different countries. And our students also represent 49 states within our nation. 40% of our students self-identify as coming from an underrepresented background. So it is one of the most diverse public colleges in North Carolina. We are literally connected to the city of Charlotte by our light rail, stops on campus 107 times a day, allows students to really utilize greater Charlotte as well. One fun fact about Charlotte, if you don't already know this, is that Charlotte itself is the 2nd largest financial banking hub in the nation. That's 2nd to New York City and closely tied with San Francisco. In fact, 8 of the Fortune 500 companies are globally headquartered in Charlotte, and these are some of the major companies that are headquartered there as well. So 90% of our students take part in experiential learning of some kind in their undergraduate career. That's something that's very important to us. Also, just to briefly go over what our colleges are, academic colleges, we have 171 majors, and that is a College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Arts and Architecture, Business, Education, Computer Science majors in Computing and Informatics, Health and Human Services, Engineering, and University College for those students who are applying as an undeclared student as well. We have a wonderful honors college. There is a separate application to apply for that to be considered. Looking at the application process, we do require just 4 components of the application: the online application, application fee, official high school transcript, and essay. What's optional this year, as you may have heard, are SAT, ACT test scores, not required. Also letters of recommendation and a personal statement. All of those are not required, but if you feel like they're going to add some value to your application, you're welcome to submit them. But just keep in mind these 4 required components of the application, and then these non-binding deadlines as well. Non-binding basically means if admitted, it's up to you if you wish to enroll. So the first of those non-binding deadlines are early action, the one I highly recommend you apply by. You'd receive your admissions decision sooner, by January 30th, and that deadline is November 1st of your senior year. Regular decision deadline, if you miss early action, is February 1st, where you'd receive your admissions decision by April 1st. This is just an overview of our admitted freshman profile, looking at that middle 50% of students who were accepted last year. These are the weighted GPAs, unweighted GPAs, and middle 50% ranges for SAT and ACT test scores. The most important things that I wanted to kind of go over is also 2 ways to offset that cost of attendance. So you'll see in-state versus out-of-state ranges. This is the cost of attendance of an entire year, including on-campus living and meal plans. The 2 most important things that we encourage students to do is apply for the FAFSA. That priority deadline is January 1st, but also to build your Niner Scholars portal. That's your unique portal where you get a chance to see what scholarships, merit-based scholarships you could be eligible for. You get matched with those scholarships, and then you go in and apply for those scholarships. So that is as of middle October, and we're right around the corner from when that's going to open up. The last 2 things I'll mention is that we really want to continue the conversation with you, and the best way to do that is to build your Future 49er portal. That's future49ers.uncc.edu. This is also the site where you'll be able to go in and register for our fall virtual open house. That's October 24th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. And that's really the best way, not only to hear more information from admissions, but also to hear from faculty members and also to hear from current students. They're going to offer webinars. In addition to that, we also are going to offer opportunities to virtually tour our campuses and virtually tour our residence halls and things like that. So that's it from me. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Catherine, for sharing more about UNC Charlotte. Our next presentation that we'll be hearing from is Auburn University.
All right, good morning and War Eagle, everybody. My name is Clayton Halla, and I'm the admissions advisor for the state of Virginia and Maryland for Auburn. I'm also an alumni of the university as well. We're located in southeast Alabama, so we're about 30 minutes from the Georgia border, about an hour and a half from Atlanta. I typically fly out of that airport when I come to see you guys. But being located in such a great place in the southeast, you're only 3 hours from the mountains in Tennessee and North Georgia. Like I said, an hour and a half from Atlanta for that city weekend, and also 3 hours from the Gulf Coast beaches. So just a convenient location for us. A little bit about us: we have over 30,000 students in total enrollment. Our undergraduate population's under 25,000. Then our freshman class typically falls between about 4,700 to 4,800 students. So we're a large university, but we have a small town feel. Majority of your classes are going to fall between about 20 to 30 students. So your professors are going to know your name, know what you're struggling with, but still you can storm a football field with 87,451 people, which is pretty awesome. We are 60% in-state students, 40% out-of-state. Virginia is in our top 10 feeder states. We do cover all 50 states, and over 100 countries are represented on campus. We have 12 colleges and schools, over 150 majors, so a lot to choose from. Our non-resident tuition and fees are listed there. Those are general tuition and fees. There can be some additional fees with certain majors, so you can go to our cost calculator on our website. It'll ask you questions: are you in-state, out-of-state? How many credit hours do you plan on taking? Family's financial information. It'll give you a more personalized number with what you may be working with. But we're in a college town, so the big thing in Auburn is the university, so our students really enjoy plugging in. So it's a full collegiate experience. We have over 550 student-ran organizations, everything from leadership opportunities with SGA and different program councils, to Greek life, to intramural and club sports to service project orientation, cultural organizations, religious organizations. We literally have something called the Pizza Club. You can travel around and try pizza together. So there is something for everyone. Over 19,000 of our students are involved in at least one organization on our campus. And then just a fun fact down there, Abby is our mascot. So we are the Auburn Tigers. He's a 9-time national championship winning mascot, which is pretty cool. Also, a fun fact, we've been in the top 20 for Princeton's Reviews colleges with the happiest students, but we are now #1. Our students enjoy plugging in, whether that's going to football games, basketball games, hanging around campus, or like I said, getting involved in a campus organization as well. So like I mentioned, 12 colleges and schools, over 150 majors. We're well known for STEM, so the College of Science and Mathematics, Forestry and Wildlife, Veterinary Medicine, Agriculture. We have the #1 engineering program in the state of Alabama, and it's top 35 in the country. We have the #1 business program in Alabama, it's top 55 in the country. Architecture has been in the top 20 in the country for the past 16 years in a row. So no matter what you guys want to do, you can't go wrong. We're ranked in every field of study. Now, if you don't know what you want to do, that's completely fine. I changed my major 4 times in college, so plenty of time to figure it out. We do have an exploratory program that allows students to take a class with the exploratory program once a week their freshman year, where you can learn about our different majors. You can take interest quizzes and personality tests to kind of give you a general idea of what you may be interested in. You're also able to shadow classes and talk to faculty members and students in majors that you're interested in. So it's a really great opportunity if you're between a couple of different colleges or schools, or if you're just not sure, and which is totally fine. And then our requirements for our admissions process this year. So the first thing we need from you guys is the online application. You can find us on our institutional website, or you can also find us on Common App this year. Comes with 4 short answer responses. Just take your time filling those out. The second thing we need from you is your high school transcript. Now you can upload your own unofficial transcript this year, because we know that you guys don't necessarily have access as readily to your counselors as you have in the past, so you can upload your own. And then the third option is, or the third thing we need from you guys is one of the following supplemental documents. So we are test flexible this year, so you guys get to pick which supplemental document you would like to submit to complete your application file, and those 4 options are listed right there. And then our dates and deadlines, the bold left-hand column, and those are our deadlines, and then the right-hand column has the decision dates. So our students who applied by September 15th, they'll hear from us by the end of this week or the beginning of next week, so mid-October. Our second round of early action is actually tomorrow, October 15th. Those students will hear back from us in mid-November. December 1st, we'll hear back from us in mid-January. So we have 3 rounds of early action and 2 rounds of regular decision. The difference is scholarships. If you guys want any scholarships from Auburn, you do have to apply within early action. It does not matter which round you apply within. The only difference between these rounds is when you'll hear from Auburn. But yes, if you would like any scholarships from Auburn, you do have to apply within early action. It is not early decision, so it is non-binding. You don't have to commit to Auburn to apply by those dates. But what is important is our scholarship application. There is a separate application for that. And so that deadline is February 1st. And then May 1 is National College Decision Day. That's when your enrollment deposits due. That's when you let me know you're going to be hanging out here with me in the fall. But just like our application is test flexible, our scholarships are also test flexible this year. So all merit-based scholarships will be based on a holistic review. So we'll look at your admissions material as well as any other information that you provide for us on the scholarship application. Again, that is due February 1st. And then this is my name, my email, my phone number, my Instagram. So I post updates on there. So if you guys have any questions or want to come visit campus, we are giving tours on campus. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer anything you guys have. Have a good rest of your day, and War Eagle.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing more about Auburn. Our next school will be Coastal Carolina University.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Cameron Gonzalez. I'm the Senior Admissions Counselor here at Coastal Carolina University. I'm also an alum of Coastal. I got my degree in 2016 in Communication and minored in Marketing. Some fun facts about Coastal before we get started. We were founded in 1954 and we became a public university in 1993. So we are a young institution, but we are a fast-growing institution. We are located in Conway, South Carolina, but no one knows where that is unless you're from the Carolinas. So we simply just say we're from Myrtle Beach because Myrtle Beach is only 9 miles away. Our colors are teal, black, and bronze. Teal representing the ocean, bronze representing the sand, and our mascot is Chauncey the Chanticleer. Not the Chanticleers, and most definitely not the Chandeliers, but the Chanticleers. And we are the only literary mascot in the entire nation. We derive our mascot from Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. So if you ever read that in English class, that is where our mascot comes from. Here at Coastal, we have just over 10,000 students on campus with 5 academic colleges and over 90 different programs of study. Some popular majors that students come to Coastal for: marine science, communication, management, exercise sports science, psychology, intelligence and national security, just to name a few. Not only can students get a bachelor or a master's with us, but we also have 2 doctorate programs within the Spadoni College of Education, as well as our Gupta College of Science. We have a 16-to-1 student-faculty ratio, which is great. We have no lecture halls whatsoever. It's strictly going to be classroom based, so the most you'll see is maybe 20-25 students, and as you focus on your major, those class sizes will get a lot smaller. And 79% of our faculty members do possess a doctoral or a terminal degree, which is the highest level of education one can attain. So you can feel good knowing that the professors who are teaching you this stuff have the accreditation as well as the education to back up what they're teaching. We have over 120 clubs and organizations on campus, everything from Greek life, faith-based, SGA, club sports, you name it, more than likely we have it. We have clubs and organizations that focus on career paths. We even have recreational organizations. So for example, if you want to be a part of the Sea Turtle Club, maybe you want to play on the Quidditch team, even the Hammock Club, and that's exactly what it sounds like. You hang a hammock on campus, you swing back and forth, you take a nap, do your homework, and if out of all of our clubs and organizations, there's nothing you're interested in, you can start your own club and organization. You just need 7 other individuals to join it with you. Continuing on with our involvement, we wouldn't be able to cheer on our Chanticleers. We have 19 Division I sports teams here, and we are part of the Sun Belt Conference. We have a lot of great titles that have come out of our program. Men's basketball went to the NCAA tournament in 2013 and 2014. We also have, for men's football, when we were part of Big South, went to the playoffs from 2012 to 2016. Men's soccer, women's volleyball have been back-to-back title holders for the past 7 years, and I think the #1 title that most people remember us for with our sports program is men's baseball. When we went to the College World Series in 2016, we were the underdogs, we came out on top, and we proved everyone wrong in what we had to offer students. And a fun fact, out of all the teams that participated in the College World Series in 2016, Coastal had the highest GPA. So academics is extremely important to students. And Teal Nation truly does come from all over. 49% of our students are in-state, 49% are out-of-state, and 2% are international, with Virginia being the 3rd most popular state that we get students from. We receive just over 15,000 applications each year, with about 13,000 of them being for the freshman class. And freshmen, you are allowed to bring vehicles to campus. Your parking pass is only $75 for the entire year, but if you don't want to bring a vehicle to campus, carpooling is going to be your best friend. But also, we do have shuttles that will take you to our Walmart, as well as the local Amtrak, Greyhound, and Myrtle Beach International Airport during holidays and breaks. Now, this is just our middle 50% range. This is not our minimum, but this is what we want you to shoot for, the ballpark range for admission to Coastal. So GPA is a 3.2 to a 4.0, ACT 19 to 24, and SAT 1020 to an 1150. Now, something new that we're doing this year, before COVID was even going to happen, we were already planning on going test optional. So the way to be test optional is you have to have a 3.5 GPA, weighted or unweighted, whichever is the highest, as well as a rigorous college prep program. We want to see that you're starting to challenge yourself and you're taking academic courses. So we want to see the level of rigor your coursework is. APs, honors, dual enrollments, and IBs. We'll take all of that into consideration for test optional students. Now keep in mind, if you plan on majoring in marine science, intelligence and national security, or our 2+2 nursing program, you will still need to take the test regardless of your GPA, because those are departmental requirements. They are not admission requirements. And we look for 20 core requirements coming to Coastal, 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 lab sciences, 3 histories, 2 years of a foreign language, 1 fine art, 1 PE, and 2 academic electives. We do understand in the state of Virginia, students may receive a standard diploma or an advanced diploma. So if you receive a standard diploma where it only requires you to do 3 years of math, it's not going to disqualify your application. So go ahead and still apply to Coastal. I am the admissions counselor for Virginia, so just let me know. I will work with you the best way I can. All we require is your high school transcript, your test scores possibly, and the application. We are not early action, we're not early decision, we are rolling admissions. So once we have a completed file for you, we can get you a decision in less than 3 weeks. And nothing is binding. The only true deadline I really want to push is December 1st, so you're automatically considered for merit award consideration. And there are 2 ways to apply to Coastal. You can either do it through our main institutional application at coastal.edu/apply, or new for 2021, we are part of the Common App, so you can search Coastal that way. Tuition up there for in-state, out-of-state, as well as the housing and meal plan options. Those are the most expensive options. So you can choose based off of your preference if you want to do the most expensive options or more budget-friendly options. But I choose to put up the tuition for in-state and out-of-state because through the state of Virginia, we have what's called Academic Common Market, which is a tuition savings-based program which allows students who are coming from out-of-state to come in-state and pay the in-state tuition rate. So if you plan on majoring in marine science, intelligence and national security, or middle-level education, you have the opportunity to pay our in-state tuition rate of $11,640. And what I was mentioning before, merit awards is awarded money that we give students based off of how they did in school. Those are going to range from 15% to 60% tuition coverage. And as long as you maintain the requirements, this is renewable every single year. This is my contact information. Thank you so much for letting me speak with you guys today. We are doing in-person tours Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. You just need to sign up in advance. So come on in and take a tour of campus if you're ever in the Myrtle Beach area for a fall break. And I look forward to working with y'all.
Thank you so much, Cameron, for sharing more about Coastal Carolina University. Our next presentation is going to be from Radford University, Carilion.
Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Sarah Wambe, and I am the Director of Admissions here at Radford University, Carilion. And I am super excited to share with you some information on our very unique campus. So first and foremost, we were founded in 1911 as the Lewis Gale School of Nursing, and we actually merged with Radford University in 2019. So we have been educating healthcare professionals in the Roanoke Valley here for over 100 years, just under a few different names. We are Virginia's first hospital-affiliated college, and we are the top producer of health profession graduates in Southwest Virginia and top 10 for the Commonwealth. Our total student population is just under 1,100 students, that's undergrad and grad. Here, students are provided with rigorous real-world learning environment at one of the most forward-thinking academic health centers in the nation. Radford University and Carilion Clinic have created a private-public partnership that gives students access to state-of-the-art facilities, access to practicing clinicians, and we offer clinical opportunities all within our campus facility. RUC is the health science campus for Radford University. Our students are a part of the Radford community, have access to clubs, classes, and activities like D1 basketball games on the main campus. So a little bit more about our location. We are located in downtown Roanoke in southwestern Virginia. It's a city of about 100,000 people, and we're framed by Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains. The area offers over 600 miles of trails for those looking for outdoor adventure. Within walking distance from campus, you can find a lively downtown with museums, restaurants, shopping, and nightlife. The campus itself is located inside of Carilion Community Hospital in the heart of downtown Roanoke at the beginning of the Health Sciences and Technology Innovation Corridor, which includes the Fralin Biomedical Research Institute and the Ramp Regional Accelerator. The city of Roanoke provides ample opportunities for nightlife, arts, music, and recreational activities. So I want to give you a little bit of information on our academic programs. We offer everything from 2-year associate's degrees all the way up to the doctoral programs. But for this presentation, we're going to focus mainly on our undergraduate programs. So first and foremost, we have our occupational therapy assistant program, which is the oldest in the state and offers 100% career placement and is only a 2-year program. Under our bachelor's degree programs, we offer our biomedical sciences program, which prepares students for professional schools like medical, dental, or veterinary school, and offers 2 semesters of cadaver-based human gross anatomy. If you're interested in becoming a physician's assistant, our program actually offers 17 guaranteed interview spots for our PA program for our RUC graduates. Our emergency services program is actually one of 13 programs in the nation and has the opportunity for over 1,000 hours of patient care experience and has 100% career placement. We also have a working, we call it a simbulance, which is a simulated ambulance complete with fully functioning mannequins for you to use to really have a realistic experience. Our medical lab science program offers clinical rotations in a level 1 trauma center. Our graduates of this program pursue jobs in immunology, test development, and clinical consulting. We offer 3 paths to the nursing degree. So whether or not you are looking for traditional 4-year experience, you already have your RN and you've passed the NCLEX from an associate's degree program at a community college, or you already have completed your bachelor's degree and have changed your mind and want to pursue nursing. We have 3 different paths towards the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. All programs are accredited and lead to the nursing degree. It's a direct admit program, so there's no wondering whether or not you're getting into the program. And our affiliation with Carilion Clinic provides wide-ranging clinical experiences, over 550 clinical hours, and 100% job placement. Last, I want to talk a little bit about our respiratory therapy program, which is a blend of classroom, laboratory, and clinical experiences. We use modern equipment and simulation labs. Our graduates work in acute care facilities, sleep labs, home health, and with COVID patients. This also has 100% degree placement. So a little bit about our admissions process. All of our programs are direct admit, so we do not have an undecided or undeclared option for you. So you do have to choose what you want to do. With freshmen, we are looking for your 4 years of English, 2 math, 2 lab science. Obviously, any dual enrollment or AP or IB will also count towards those. Our transfer, we are looking for at least 1 English, 1 math, and 2 science. If you have less than 24 credit hours, we will also need that high school transcript. And we are test optional for all of our programs, including nursing. It is important to note that each program does have a different admissions requirement. So they range anywhere for an average GPA of a 2.5 up to a 3.0 for minimum admissions. But last year, our average GPA for incoming freshmen was about a 3.6. So students come to RUC for many reasons, from our high quality healthcare education, top faculty, small class sizes, and state-of-the-art labs. But what they also find is a rich culture, active lifestyle, and people passionate about what they love to do, whether or not it's in the operating room or on the Appalachian Trail. Like all schools you heard here today, we have many clubs and organizations. Our students are just a little bit more health science focused. You'll see options like the American Medical Student Association and the Student Nursing Association. Housing is not required for Radford University Carilion students, but we do offer luxurious apartments at the historic Patrick Henry building, which is a newly remodeled Art Deco style facility across the street from campus. As a resident, you'll have access to a fitness center, mailboxes, as well as private food vendors on the bottom ground. You can apply now. We have applications for both spring and fall available. It is a free application. And last but not least, if you have questions, feel free to reach out and contact me, take a screenshot. We'd be happy to see you on campus. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing more about Radford University Carilion. Our final presenter today will be Bridgewater College.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us this morning to learn a little bit more about Bridgewater and see if Bridgewater might be the right fit for you. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to join us this morning. My name is Jarrett Smith. I'm the Director of Admissions, and we'll be talking with you today. Bridgewater's enrollment has seen growth. When I was a freshman in the fall of 1999, the overall enrollment, undergraduate enrollment, was about 1,100 students. We opened up this fall with just over 1,500 students. And we now have graduate school programs. So we have some grad school students with us. I think what's important to remember with our student body, our undergraduate student body with the 1,500 is that the average class size is 21. I had a senior seminar class that I was one of 4 students in. So the higher you become in your degree, the smaller your class sizes are going to be. So what that means is when it comes time to apply for grad school or apply for a career, a job, you're going to be able to go to a professor and ask them to write a letter of recommendation for you. And it's going to be someone that's familiar with you because they've worked with you for 4 years over your education. And they're going to write a letter of recommendation that speaks as a personal tribute to you and who you are as a person and what your strengths are and what maybe unique things you bring to the classroom or bring to that career. They're not going to fill out a generic form letter that just sort of has a skeleton and bones and they ask you for your resume so they can fill in things. They're going to know you and work with you over those 4 years, which is important. Not only have we seen growth in our enrollment, but we've also seen some growth and changes in our academics. Up until 5 years ago, Bridgewater had awarded only undergraduate degrees, so a bachelor's degree. We now have 4 graduate school programs on campus, and we look to add some more graduate school programs. Right now, we have an MS in athletic training, digital media strategy, human resource management, and psychology, mental health professions. We're not going to add an MBA program. The world of higher ed doesn't need an MBA program. What we're looking to do and add grad school programs are programs that are going to be meaningful and impactful for our students. So our athletic training, for example, 4 years ago now, the National Certification Agency for Athletic Training came out and said that they're going to be changing their requirements and requiring a master's degree. Well, for us, our undergraduates had 100% placement into the career field of athletic training or into grad school and had a 99% pass rate for the certification test. So that was a natural transition for us to make that our first master's program. This past summer, we welcomed our first 2 cohorts in for our human resource management and our psychology mental health professions. This past spring, we opened up the Learning Commons. And what it is it's a one-stop shop for our students' academic needs. It took our traditional library and has all of those traditional library services and expanded it. We invested $13 million into this project. It took 4 years to do it. We did 2 years of research and development and 2 years of construction. And it was a complete renovation of the library with a 10,000 square foot addition onto it. The building has an open floor design to it because what could be a stressful time for students and a vulnerable time for students going in and asking for help with academics, the open floor plan allows students to mentally walk in and feel different. The design of the building, everything from the color schemes to the furniture to the design of the walls and doors is meant to break down the barriers, physical and mental barriers for students. So as I said, it has all of your traditional library services. It hosts our career office, technology support, digital media support, our academic tutors, peer coaching, writing center, multimedia presentation rooms, and a Smitty's Cafe, which is like a Panera or Starbucks on campus. We are a very active campus, as most people would say. If you were here on campus with us and you walked around and talked to students and asked them to describe themselves in terms of Bridgewater, you would be hard-pressed to find someone that only says that they are a student. Over 30% of our students participate in one of our 23 NCAA Division III teams. We have more than 60 different clubs and organizations to be part of, and those are different social groups, intellectual groups, religious groups, and ethnic groups. One of those groups is called Eagle Productions, and what they do is provide entertainment on the weekends. So every weekend that students are on campus, they have a budget of over $100,000 that they program things with. And then we have a very active campus recreation as well. So if you want to stay active in sports, but not on the NCAA level, we have 30 different intramural teams, and they range from everything from less active things like chess and ping pong to more active sports such as flag football and 5-on-5 basketball. Bridgewater is a private school, and usually when we say that, students automatically sort of raise their hand and say, how much is it and how do I afford it? Tuition, room and board fees, everything for Bridgewater is just over $51,000, but an admitted student could receive 3 different forms of financial aid, one being institutional aid. So every admitted applicant will receive a merit scholarship ranging between $21,000 and $30,000. Those students from the state of Virginia will receive the Virginia Tuition Assistance Grant. That's a grant awarded by the state of Virginia to students from Virginia who attend a Virginia private college or university. Each year that grant is somewhere around $3,400. That's dictated in Richmond, but not by us. And then the third type of aid you could qualify for or receive is the federal aid through the free application for federal student aid. The admissions process is pretty straightforward and fairly simple. You have two ways to apply, bridgewater.edu or through the Common App. Neither one of them have an application fee. It takes about 15 minutes to complete our application. We have an early action deadline coming up of November 15th, and then also a rolling admissions process after that. We are open for campus visits. We'd love to see you come to campus and see if Bridgewater is the right fit. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, Jarrett. We appreciate that, and for all of us to learn a little bit more about Bridgewater College. Now is just a final time for us. While we're together, we would love to have our attendees ask any questions. This can be a question that you'd like answered by all of the schools, or you can ask a question to a specific institution. Again, it can range from a reminder on contact information and what comes next, or about a specific type of major program that's offered. Please feel free to just drop that into the Q&A box. For a little bit of our last time together and to give our attendees some last chances to think, could I have all of the presenters turn their cameras back on and come back as a group? Awesome, thank you all. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing that screen. So we'll just have everyone answer an additional question about their school. So if you could each tell us a little bit of something that is unique in the student experience. It could be a tradition, an event, or something that the students really enjoy participating in each year that kind of lets our participants know a little bit more about your campus and its vibe and the student experience there. We'll start with UNC Charlotte. And then as one school finishes, just feel free to unmute yourself when in line and just begin giving your next answer for the next school.
Great, yeah, I'd be happy to share a tradition at UNC Charlotte. So for our students, we have something called Gold Rush. I mentioned that we have over 400 different clubs and organizations, and that's really a lot to sort through, especially as a new incoming student, whether you're an incoming freshman or transfer student. So Gold Rush is something that happens at the beginning of the semester, and it is an incredibly, very high energy way to just get to know people, really get to know all of the various clubs and organizations that we do have. There's performances, there's so much that goes on, and it's just a really exciting and engaging way to just stay connected. But that's something that comes to mind. I know looking at the large numbers of our university, total enrollment, it can be a little bit daunting to figure out, how am I going to find my college family? How am I going to find my fit? Well, right from the start, they've got you there with Gold Rush as a great way just to stay connected and get to know other students on campus.
My favorite tradition that we probably do is after any Auburn victory. So whether it's football, basketball, baseball, equestrian meets, gymnastic meets, whatever it is, if we win, the corner of where campus meets our downtown area is called Toomer's Corner. And so if we win, we take toilet paper and we roll everything downtown. We roll the trees, the ground, the people, everything gets rolled. Fun fact, we're the only county in the country with a payroll for cleaning up toilet paper. So that's probably my favorite thing. This year we haven't been doing so great, so there hasn't been a lot of toilet paper flying. So hopefully next year.
Here at Coastal, at the very end of each year in the spring semester, we have what's called Seno Day. It's just our way of celebrating the end of a school year right before summer kicks off, right before finals get started, to relax and really show everyone the hard work that they've been doing. So Seno Day is ultimately like a one giant county fair. We bring out Ferris wheels and different amusement park rides. We are in the South, so everything is fried Oreos, fried orca. We have exotic animals for people to hold. It's a huge event that students really love to be a part of, just to relax and get some downtime. But we bring out all of the works with it, from, like I said, the food to extra activities. People can make shirts, they can do the little street signs with their name. There's a whole bunch of different ideas and opportunities for students, and it's a full day, whether you have classes that you can quickly come on by every few minutes in between the classes. But it's really a fun time and just a really great experience for people to unwind and really get to experience Coastal one last time in a fun environment before they head home for the summer.
This is a super hard question for a clinical-based campus because we are not a rah-rah institution. While we are connected to Radford as a main campus, and you can have that if you want, our students are so academically focused. So I will say one of the amazing things is that when you are in your program, it really is a small community. And these students work together. We have a surgical technology program that required in-person study during the summer, and each student got together to make sure that they knew all of their instruments, they were practicing with each other, and they actually found out that everyone in the program passed their licensure requirement together as a team. So they do things like team bonding, whether or not now it's virtual over Zoom. During the winter, we have an ice skating rink that opens up across the street from campus. So there's always stuff to do and to enjoy, but it's definitely, you get to know your classmates and your cohort. That's where the community lies within Radford University Carilion.
One tradition I really enjoy participating in as an alum and as a staff member is Eagles Weehaul. So when first year students move to campus, there are alumni, faculty, and staff that volunteer to literally help carry their belongings into their residence hall and up to their room. So there is usually about 200 faculty, staff, and alumni that volunteer their times to welcome in the new students and saves mom and dad's backs a little bit, lugging refrigerators and futons and all sorts of different things up the steps. So it is a nice gesture to welcome the new students to the campus.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing. I love getting that little insight about different campuses, different experiences, how students can build community together in all of their own unique ways. I think that just makes each experience for students so unique and special, no matter what kind of campus, major program they might be a part of looking ahead to their future. Are there any this is just a last call to our attendees for any other questions or information that they want to have. And don't forget, you can definitely follow up following today with all of these different institutions, going to their websites and looking back at the contact information for each of the representatives to ask more and learn more later as well. As I'm not seeing any other additional questions, I think I will just come to the end today, but I first of all just want to say thank you so much to everyone who presented to their schools and represented their programs today. We really appreciate the work you do and hope that our attendees and those watching in the future enjoy this as much as we all have. We are just, let me grab my closing slide for everybody. So it's really important to know that when you close your window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We would appreciate any feedback that you can provide to us. We appreciate that so much. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at strivescan.com/Virginia. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Virginia. Thank you again to all of our presenters. Thank you to everyone who attended for your time today. And this will bring us to a close. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone. Bye.